Solo round. Fight! Alright, I went for looks. I got the lemon chiffon cake. It's beautiful. Did I turn on the light? Did I not turn on the light? Nope. One moment, please. Okay, they're not letting me turn on the video light for whatever reason. So, I guess it's because I'm at Disney. So, there it is. There's the interior. My understanding is it's going to be lemon and blueberry. Seems pretty frosting-y on the top here, and that looks like yellow sponge cake. So I'm going to dig in and see what this is about. Alright, very smooth and creamy, with a big blast of blueberry in the center. It's like blueberry jam. And it's got lemon on the edges, flavor-wise. So if you drew a circle, and then in the center of that circle you used a purple crayon, that's the blueberry. And then if you drew a yellow circle around it, with space in between those other, like the glob, and then you have a circle around it, that's the flavor profile. How's that for a descriptive, huh? Alright, so a couple of points of order. Jaime is not feeling well, so she's back at home. Yeah, I can get back into Wakanda. Hey. Alright, that's a look. So anyway, so she insisted I go to Epcot without her. So I get to Epcot without her, and I go to tap in, and I get the infamous blue circle, speaking of circles and things. And they're saying I don't have a park pass. Like, what? Yeah, I do. And they're like, well, you sure it's for this park? I'm like, well, what other park is there? Well, one of those VIP style people were standing there, so they magically rigged it so that I'm in on it. But her theory was I didn't go through the whole thing and like tap the I agree that you could catch COVID at any given moment button. I'm like, but I did. I went through it and it said I had a reservation. All right. This is supposed to be Disney Dayton. I love how my lips match my new glasses. Alright, so anyway, so as much as I wanted to stay home and play bass and stuff, I'm like, alright, I'll try this, see what happens. I was standing at Sunshine Seasons, which I didn't really film it, but the point is, they're not mobile ordering, it's back to old school. You can actually go up to the dessert case, so I did film that. So it's really weird to like walk up and order, like, wait, what? They too have it so you can go up and just get your own sodas. You don't need them to hand it to you. Living at the Land appears to be closed for the day, or something. It was on my to-do list to actually ride it, so oh well. I have not lived with the Land in a really long time. So, much as I would have gotten another Land Crusher, I'm like, well, this is stupid. I can get anything I kind of want from any of the booths. So I'm going to start with the chiffon cake and kind of go from there, at least so there's gas in the tank while I meander. So I know I'm talking to myself because people really watch this for Jaime, and I get it. Sorry she's not here. I understand that you're clicking on any other video. So and I would say, well, hang in there, Mom, but she doesn't even watch my own videos, so I'll tell Jaime, who's going to watch this eventually, be like, you did what? We'll feel better, and see you soon. Alright, like a Disney fireworks finale, I went out in a blaze of lemon, and then the blueberry is demanding to be heard. I'm demanding to get this blueberry off my teeth. Yeesh. So my takeaway is that Meg's sort of here. Pay attention, Meg. Alright, we moved on to the real food portion of the evening. Not that the dessert was terrible, it's just, you know, I need something realistic. Therefore I got the Impossible Chili. The reason why it's called Impossible is it was impossible to get. The service was slow. So I think I just kind of caught them at a bad time where I think they changed a lot of the stuff out. I had to wait for things to cook. I resisted the urge to be that guy and say, "Were you back there pulling weeds or something?" You can't say back there slaughtering cows. It has nothing to do with that. So, did not realize this was going to be Belgium. But here we are. These things show up much nicer at lower light. Who knew? Besides the people who like design them. I'm not sticking around for Harmonious tonight, as I wouldn't do that to Jaime. Alright. Going in for the Zen. Alright, so I really haven't had a chance to really talk about it because, you know, crowds and stuff, like every time we're here, but I finally put the wine in Food and Wine. I got the Rombauer Zen. That's one of those wines that you just wouldn't think that Walt Disney and or a theme park would have, like just in the run of play. And so I've not had a Rombauer anything in a really long time, so I'm really excited that they've got it. I don't have high hopes of experiencing this, you know, plastic cup. You know what? Needs must. So story time. Back when I got divorced, not to Jaime, but previous wife, I was out on my own in an apartment and kind of scraping by. And I won't get into the whole story about all that, but what I will say is I was scraping by. And I didn't realize I hadn't had steak in a really long time because I just couldn't afford it. And one of the local groceries I would hit is Sprouts, which doesn't seem to line up with like what if you're broke, what you're shopping at Sprouts for. But you know, Sprouts isn't like Whole Foods. It doesn't clean you out on 3 items. And the thing I liked about Sprouts is you could get a steak for like, at the time, like you could get a sliver of steak for like $4 for a decent cut of meat. Well, one day I decided, you know what, I worked some overtime. And my boss could be generous at times and give me a bottle of wine, but in this instance, they had the little half-size bottles, and I saved up to buy Rombauer Cabernet. And I did it partly because it was one of our high-dollar wines. We had more expensive stuff than that, but again, this is in Texas, so it's kind of a high alcohol tax state. So this isn't going to necessarily line up with like where you live in the U.S. or perhaps the world. But Rombauer, like a bottle of the cab, is about $40 retail. And I think it's still kind of in that zone. Now, in places like Illinois or here in Florida, I think it's less than that, but I haven't shopped to find out like what the going rate is. Well, the thing is, I saved up, I bought my little bottle of Rombauer Cab, and I was going to have it with my bit of steak. And I hadn't had steak in so long. The steak was the wine. I was so like having the rapture just eating steak that I forgot what the wine tasted like. And the whole point was I was going to have this, you know, highfalutin wine experience and then be able to tell customers definitively what the wine tasted like. Nope. Now, I've had Rombauer since then, and I can assure you that it's very well worth the money. However you might get it. So the same goes for the Zen here. So I'm sitting by myself by the speaker. And you know, with red wine, after a while, I had to stop writing reviews of it because it was like, it's plum, and it's plum, and then plum, and plum, and that's all I could come up with was it tastes like plum. And finally, I had to drink white Zinfandel just for something else to kind of test my theory. Like, do I have like no sense of taste anymore, or what's the deal? And then I tasted like strawberry and stuff like that off the white Zin. Like, all right, just proves that, I can pick up other flavors. So my initial hit off of this, I thought, ooh, blackcurrant. And then the more it sat in my mouth, like, no, it's black cherry, which nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's not blackcurrant. Very tannic. We'll say very fruit forward in that it was like, pow, have some black cherry, why don't you? Stay out of my purse. And the drunks are afoot, so they're getting into mischief with other stuff like bourbon around here, I've seen. But anyway, very pleasant glass of wine, or sip of wine. This is the wine equivalent of my steak I had all those years ago. But about on par with the same experience, except, no divorce. He hopes, right? No divorce, right? Well, anyway. Yeah, just very enjoyable wine, and it's one of those, like, I guess I'll have to, maybe trot over to the wine shop at some point to see what the Rombauer situation is. Honestly, I buy my wine at Aldi for $3 a bottle anymore, because usually I just want it to drink just for the health benefits. And I don't drink very much of it, as it doesn't take much to get me buzzed, so the $3 goes a long way, and about on the level of quality. But sometimes I like to amp up the quality level, so why not do it at Alone Epcot, right? Alright, I decided to go into Brew Wing and check out well, I didn't know what I was checking out. I was checking out Getting Away from the Crowds, and then remember there was some sort of 50th anniversary thingy here, and it's the iridescent croissant donut. So here we are. And here it is. I'm going in. People are staring. Layers upon layers of phyllo dough is what I got from that experience. Kind of a bit tough to eat. I feel like it's one of those end of the day things where if I got this earlier in the day or the week or something, it'd be better, I guess. But compared to Donut Box lately, it's like this is a masterpiece. So there's that. Next event. And with that, I'm cutting bait. It's a school night. Our music director for my weekly gig just sent out the music for the week, so I gotta go home and practice for real now. Sigh, get to living. I'm talking, so anyway, yeah, it was alright. Had some food, had some wine. Didn't ride any rides because living with the land. Hello! So anyway, yeah, no Jaime this time. Maybe next time, though, she'll be here. And you can see her reaction to the ball. I said you'll see her reaction to the ball when she's here. But she's not. She's at home watching Grey's Anatomy, so what can you do? Alright, so that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.
Together as our sparks ignite the glistening stardust, creating a beacon that shines out in celebration of 50 years of the most magical place on earth. The most magical place on
How about this?
No!